Where's my flowers? Prego, cappuccino.
Art imitates life. And, you know, I think I like to let one out every now and then. And I think, so when they pitched it to me, I think I was already dialed in. I was locked in, and I felt like I was already in character, and I felt like, I mean, you know, this is already my real life, you know. So I felt like I was ready. I was super ready. It's been great reuniting with the main cast, and also a lot of it, we didn't get to see each other on some of the other press runs and things like that, you know. So actually being able to hang out with Nora and Sam and spending this much time with them, and, you know, Mark and Craig, I love those guys. They're hilarious, and it's always a lot of fun when we get back together. The new energy from the Bad Girls is really cool. They bring something awesome to this movie, you know, that wasn't there before. I think what separates this film from other animated movies are again, like the sequences. Some of the sequences in this are like genuinely impressive, like beautiful, crazy, really cool action sequences. You're like, dang, this is like, yo, that chase or that, you know, car, coming off of the building, you know, driving down the steps and dodging this person, and, you know, all that stuff is really cool.
Tarantula, or Webs, is kind of the group's technology genius. She's a hacker, and she helps them kind of infiltrate the security systems and stuff. And she's also the last member of the group to join, so in that way she's kind of a newbie. But well, she's the only girl in the group, so I think that makes her have to deal with a little bit more. You know what I mean? But yeah, she's tiny. She wears headphones. I didn't know they had ears. That's great. So, you know, at the beginning of the film, we see their kind of first, like one of their past, like bigger heists when Webbs actually joins the team. And then it kind of cuts to how they're living now, which is not great. They're trying to go straight, you know, and applying for jobs that are very unsuccessful. And, you know, the thing is, though, they kind of, you can tell they miss it, and they're clearly not like doing great, but I think they're genuinely trying to be good. This new squad kind of appears, and they're very like they're about that life, and I feel like it really gives the bad guys a run for their money. And you know, as the only girl in the group, there's a sense of pride there because they're all female, played by the lovely Danielle Brooks, Maria Bakalova, and Natasha Lyonne. Well, Pierre, I mean, he has this kind of like insane passion for the story. He does, you know, I think he does right by everybody, the people behind the scenes, the writers. You know, he wants us actors to know every word, and so he, you know, and he's you know, like you could just see that there's like this kind of like childlike aspect to how he, you know, approaches and engages with the characters and stuff. He's a lot of fun to work with.
Mr. Wolf is a bad guy. He's a little bit of a conscience. In rehabilitation, he's on probation, has a probation officer who's trying to get a legit job. And yeah, debonair, clever, thinks on his feet. Pierre and JP are amazing, and it was great to have JP on this one, and Damon, and it's just a really good group. And everybody's very positive, and they were very like accommodating with my process, and you know, it's kind of, they don't really know what I'm kind of doing, and I like to paraphrase a lot, and so they were very patient with that. Yeah, everyone in the cast has a little mischief, you know. They're just I think that's what they all have in common. And that's why they're well cast. It's not going great with Straight Time. You know what I mean? It's kind of... Wolf has a really bad car that doesn't really work. And yeah, it's hard getting work, you know? Yeah, it's tough.
I got to do quite a few scenes with Mark directly. He plays Snake and I play Doom, and it's kind of a love story for the ages. So my little snaky cakes and I got to do a lot of improvising and all kinds of funny sounds, and we really went off, Mark and I, and we really enjoyed it. And I think it comes through in the picture, and that makes me just delighted. The bad guys think that they're smooth criminals, you see, but they haven't met the bad girls. These 3 chicks show up and they really give them a run for their money. They bait them and they get them hook, line, and sinker. And once they've got them, well, they're off to crime sprees. And that's how it goes, you know what I mean? You think you're a smooth criminal, next thing you know, you meet a smoother criminal. Sorry. There's a lot of improv that made it in. And Craig Robinson is funny as heck. Yeah, there's just a lot of these tiny little moments that, you know, we get to carve out and find. And, well, it's not always the case. And it really makes a huge difference in the final product. It's definitely a really fun movie for, you know, everybody to watch. I mean, there's just so much going on in it, like just so jam-packed with information and like, you know, delight for the eyes and jokes and like details and little things happening over there, you know, out of the corner of your eye. And it's just really, really fun and nonstop.
I haven't really been in an animated film of this size yet, so this was really exciting to work with DreamWorks and to get to play on something that I've already was a fan of, Bad Guys, the first version. And so to get to be in this was really cool because I get to share it with my daughter. It's something that she finally gets to watch and we get to watch as a family, but it's not one of those films that you just like watch with your kid because you're supposed to watch it with your kid. It's like, I actually like it, and it's full of like adventure and a heist, and it's like epic. It's truly epic. It feels like watching an adult movie that's appropriate for kids and adults and everybody. I really liked her like up and down nature. There was something about her that gets really excited for the heist, but then she brings it back down and she gets down to business. And I thought that was really enjoyable to show just the complexity and the just a juxtaposition of like her emotional levels. So she just goes from really high to like, let's get this done. So that was fun. Sam has this energy when he records where he just is so natural, where it doesn't feel like he's reading off the page. It's him. I don't know. And so that was super helpful for me because I've done a lot of animated, but not at this scale. So to know that I could bring myself to the character and have those little hiccups that when people talk, you know, they were okay to do, not to be so word perfect and all that. So it was really nice to take his lead, being that he is Mr. Wolf, to take his lead on this as I played Kitty. I mean, the little kid in me is always very amazed by the levels of success that I've been able to reach. Oh my God. It's really crazy. No, on a serious tip, I really am very grateful. And it is wild when you are growing up, you're actually in theater classes acting like cats and acting like frogs and maybe a piranha, I don't know. But you're just using your imagination in a crazy way, and to still be an adult and get to play and bring that sense of childlike energy to what you love, like that is the best feeling in the world. It is the best.
When you're with someone in the room, like Natasha and I were for those flirty scenes, you can generate a real chemistry that I don't think you can really do if you're just doing it in pieces. So the fact that we did the primary kind of beginning of our relationship and some of the stuff where, you know, once we kind of are in it, we were able to develop a real chemistry. And you can definitely hear that. Well, I mean, to have a counterpart or to have, sort of a competition factor, and also to be kind of, blackmailed into getting back into a world of crime, but also having that sort of, that the female representation of the swagger and the cunning and, the calculating sort of dynamic that goes into putting a heist together, and then sort of having the bad guys being one-upped by these kind of strong female characters is kind of funny and fun. The first movie had a couple of heists, and this one just has more, and it's more international, it's more intergalactic. It's got the pace of the thing is kind of relentless in a good way. It never stops moving, and I think the scope being on land, in this country, in Egypt, and then in space, and the sort of the kind of intricacies of all the action is just amplified, and the stakes are higher than the first movie, just in terms of what's going on, and the pace is kind of insane and good. It's appealing I think to adults and kids alike, because all the tropes are from grown-up movies. So the framework is really an adult action movie, but the characters and the nature of what's going on are childlike. So you get all the excitement of an action movie without all the violence. It's farts instead of killing.
Pigtail, I see her as this larger-than-life character who has all of it in her. I think she is very sensitive. I think she has a lot of feelings. She has a lot of admiration for the bad guys and for Kitty and Doom as well. She wants to be a part of the bad guys. She wants to join the team. That's why when we see them, they're so-called good guys now, but we don't let them be the good guys. We actually bring them back in the game. This year we have the bad guys too, with the bad girls for the first time. So having the chance to share the first time seeing the movie together was precious. It's like a blessing. We were together, we enjoyed it, we laughed together, we gasped together. It's so much action, it's so big, it's in the cosmic space. It was something that I personally haven't seen, and I was really, really excited. I think it's one of the coolest projects that I've been a part of, honestly. It's not just for kids, it's for all audiences. Me as a grown-up, I'm 28, and I would love to just go and watch the movie by myself, or bring a friend of mine, or bring my mom also, and I'm sure that she will enjoy it as well. They stand up for each other and they support each other, and even though, for example, we see that Snake in the beginning is lying, and they caught him in a lie, they want to find him before somebody else finds him, so they can save him, which is loyalty, it's love, it's friendship, it's family at the end of the day. I think that's the most important part.
The idea of combining some very silly character designs, character animation, physical gags, with some kind of somewhat sophisticated plot twists and lines of dialogue. And I think that silly combined with sophistication, it really is like a trademark of bad guys. We really can go dumb and silly and stupid, and really can go also very cinematic and very push and very cool and very adult in a way, or more sophisticated, definitely. So the first movie is definitely, boring and homaging the films like the heist movies, that we like, Italian Job, Tarantino movies, Ocean 11, Snatch, definitely these kind of like garagey films. On this one, we wanted to get a little bit bigger in terms of scope, but also in the way we would shoot the film, just try to get a bit more elevated in. I mean, of course, in the first movie, I learned a lot doing it, with directing it, so I wanted to apply what I learned to this new one, just also like getting in more interesting, more live action cameras in there. So we wanted to get bigger, and then I think bigger is like, think of action films, James Bond, Mission Impossible. That's kind of like where we're going with this one. And so that means bigger set pieces, more traveling from the characters. That means bigger set pieces, more traveling with the characters, going around, discovering not staying in Los Angeles, just discovering new landscapes and new sets, definitely. And of course, ending up in space. I played with more of the bigger range of lenses, like going from like much longer lenses, just compressing that space, to much wider lenses with fish eyes. So it gives us a big range there. On the visual look and the design, we also pushed the graphic quality of the look that we had developed on the first one. So more line work, more painterly feeling. In the matte painting, are really just trying to get those big brush strokes in there. So it is again trying to break out of the CG mold that we tend to see oftentimes. Effects, a lot of 2D effects in this film. A very interesting combination of 2D and CG effects blended together. Our FX team has been outstanding in trying to just figure that out. It was incredibly fun just to bring back that cast from the first film. I mean, this is the best cast a director could dream of. All of them are absolutely passionate about the franchise. They are incredibly talented, and they love working on this movie. They will love working together and recording together. We tried to do as much as we could to get them, maybe not the entire group, but at least 2 or 3 together, so that you have that kind of like that flow. And so it was such a fun experience, adventure, just to bring that cast back, Sam and Mark and Anthony and Craig and Nora, all together, and just really build a new adventure with them. Just coming from Lyon and dreaming about like being just an animator and just being able to draw a little bit, some cartoon characters, to now having kind of like met such a huge community of friends and colleagues and people that are more talented than the other, and just helping me create this is again a weekend dream. And it's such a warm embrace when you're part of this, and you're being given the reins a little bit just to lead that for just a few years. I mean, it's amazing. It's absolutely outstanding. No, I mean, I would never have imagined that would ever happen to me.
She's a governor, but she's also cheeky and fun, and like has an eyebrow ring, and she's cool. And so we had to find that balance. I think at first I was kind of going into it a little bit too political, and then I was just playing around with one of the monologues, and we kind of brought in some of her snark and sarcasm, and she also likes to push boundaries and things like that, and I love playing that with her. And I like that she just has both, kind of like we all do, I suppose. I just think she's so like cute and hot and fun and profesh, but also like wink wink. So yeah, I really like her. In the first film, they have tension. They definitely are crushing, and I, in my head, always felt like they should be together as a couple. And so I was very insistent when I heard that what the second movie was happening. I was like, they have to end up together. Like, this is very important. It's important to me. It's important to the internet. It's important to the lore. And so by the end of the film, they finally share a first kiss. They keep joking that the movie is bigger and badder, but it kind of literally is. I don't know. I feel like they took, maybe it is the setting, sort of like this smaller setting from the first one, and it does feel actively expanded internationally, cosmically. So yeah, it does feel like a bigger scope, bigger scale, bigger heist, bigger stakes. Everything feels bigger payoff. So yeah, it's just bigger, badder. You become who you want to be and what you want to do, and you don't have to fall into whatever stereotypes or whatever expectation people have from you. And I think that's really empowering, and I think for me, that's sort of the ultimate message of the movie is write your own story and don't let anybody else dictate it for you.
Developing the sequel was expanding the world of the bad guys beyond just Los Angeles And I think we landed on Cairo a cold open. We expect that most people are going to go see Bad Guys 2, have hopefully seen Bad Guys 1, but it's been several years. Maybe some people didn't see the first movie. So we wanted to remind the audience who our characters were, their personalities, their skill sets, the dynamic within the gang itself. It's like, let's just knock the socks off the audience right out the gate. And shock them, like, oh my gosh, this is so much bigger, more exhilarating than the first movie. The first movie, it's really centers around that kind of Ocean's 11 heisting genre, a little touch of Tarantino. He plays in so many different genres in the books, and so we wanted to do something similar. That was always our goal from the very outset of starting the Bad Guys franchise. Was like, okay, we're going to start with Ocean's 11. It's a heist movie, but movie 2, if we get that opportunity, let's expand it. Let's start to explore and have fun with other genres. It's that sort of delicious balance of, smart, clever storytelling, dialogue, and then up against just absurd, truly silly antics. And the books are chock full of, obviously, the antics, and books are super clever. So we're really being true to the spirit of the book series in doing that. There's something that we did on the sequel that we didn't have a chance to do on Bad Guys 1, and that was record all of them together. So we had an opportunity to record all of the bad guys, all 5 of them together. We ran about 5 or 6 sequences, and we'd run them individually. They knew the scenes, but they'd never recorded it with the other actors. And so there was an opportunity, and we said right off the bat, this is just about you guys having fun and playing and trying stuff, and whatever comes to mind, go for it. And they really ran with that.
These guys were the bad guys. They were known as the most infamous heists bad guys in the whole world. So just because they choose to be good from one day to the next, the perception of them doesn't change overnight. So that is something that they struggle with. They thought that their whole new life was just going to be there in front of them, but the reality is trust takes time to earn. So nobody trusts them. Everybody thinks that they're going to jump back to being bad as quickly as they can, and they have to really prove to the world that they are good, and you have to do that through actions. And that's what they learn in the second movie. Pierre and I go back a while. We've been friends for 13, 14 years, 15, who's counting? I don't know. Him and I have worked on several projects together, and we always kind of really see eye to eye on what we like and what we don't like. We've always loved collaborating together. Ever since then, we've been looking for opportunities to continue to do it. So to work with someone that is my work wife at work and a really good friend, someone that I see outside of work, and to come here and able to do something like this every single day with him is just amazing. I mean, not only he's brilliant, he has a great vision, he's a great leader, but I get to work with my friend every single day. It is a blast, and it is the best recipe to make something amazing. That was one of the great things working with Aaron Blabey. I mean, what he created with these books were absolutely amazing. They had a lot of sophistication in the story, but they had a lot of silliness, and it didn't take itself too serious in the drawings and the caricature of the illustrations that he did. We didn't want to go too away from that. I mean, we wanted to stay true to not only the art, the essence, the comedy, but also the style a little bit. So what was great about Aaron is that he gave us a lot of creative liberty to really go and push it to the medium of the big screen. And he was part of the process the whole time. We pushed it and we wanted to take it further, but always checking in on him and making sure that he loved where we wanted to go. So he is as part of this film as he was part of the books. He's an amazing collaborator and illustrator, and I think we stayed true to the essence of what he created. We just kind of elevated it for him. Good versus bad is a huge topic to have, not just with parents and adults, but also to your kids. What is your moral ground? This is even what bad guys go through, when they learn and they make that choice to being good. What does good look like, for them? It's not just a perception of what people see, but it's also of who you are as a person. How do you show up every single day to life? Are you a positive role model to someone? Are you having a positive impact to other people around you, people that you know, people that you don't know? This is all the questions and moral grounds on what is good versus bad and how you show up is a very important message that we want to show the world really is what it means to be good and how do you show up in everyday life and how do you make choices to really be an example of good.